Section 1. Overview. In this section, you will learn what the logistic regression model is, why it is an important tool for decision scientists, and how it's being used in different industries to make better decisions and create better outcomes. At the end of the section, we'll do a quick summary of what we have learned in this section. What is the logistic regression model? Logistic regression model is a type of statistical model commonly used to predict or explain the probability of a binary outcome with predictors. Predict means we will use the model in the future to score the new data and get the predicted probability score for each record. The predictive score can be used to rank or order individual records so that we can treat them differently. Explain means that we are trying to explain or quantify the impact of some business actions on consumer behaviors. For example, whether a consumer to buy or not to buy a new product. The goal is to gain insights on the degree or impact of some business actions on consumer behaviors, so that business can decide whether it is worthwhile to continue the business efforts or not. How do we define binary outcome and predictors? Binary outcomes. If an event can have two distinct outcomes, it is called binary outcomes. Most of the time, people classify binary outcomes as yes or no or 1 or 0. The variable we typically use to record outcomes for an event is called dependent variable. Here are two examples of binary outcomes: a student to pass or fail a particular test, a person to click or not click on a particular online banner ad. Predictors. Predictors are variables that can be used to explain or predict the outcomes of an event, also known as independent variables. Here are two examples of predictors that we could use for the above two examples of binary outcomes. For the student to pass or fail a particular test, we can use the following predictors. For example, number of hours the student spent on studying the subject, the student's past test results. For the person to click or not to click on a particular online banner ad, we can use the following predictors: location of the banner, content of the banner, the education level of the person, household size, or the person ever clicked online banner in the past or not. Why logistic regression model is important? Because logistic regression models has been widely used in all industries to help companies achieve their business goals. Here are some of the key benefits for using logistic regression models. Improve marketing efficiency. You can use the model to target the best prospects or candidates for certain high-cost marketing programs. You can substantially improve your return on investment by focusing your limited budget or resources on the best prospects instead of doing it without targeting. Reduce risk exposure. You can develop risk model to predict who will be more likely to pay the debt versus those who will default on the debt. The model can then be used to approve credit for those with low likelihood of default and decline those with unacceptable level of default likelihood. Reduce waste. You can use model to screen out people that they have very low likelihood of responding to your product offer, saving a lot of mailing cost or telemarketing efforts. In the next few slides, we'll provide some examples of how the model is being used to help companies improve business outcomes. Example number 1. Financial companies use credit risk models to evaluate the credit risk for applicants. Logistic regression modeling approach is commonly used to develop credit risk models using historical loan performance data. Companies using credit risk models to make approve-decline decisions can significantly reduce their risk exposure and improve profit margin. Here's another example. Consumer product companies use response models to target most responsive prospects for their product offer. Logistic regression model approach is commonly used to develop response models. Companies using response model to select most responsive prospects and provide them product offers can significantly improve their response rate and result in higher sales. Another example in investment bank. Investment banks use retention models to identify who are most likely to move their investment to competitors. Logistic regression approach is commonly used to develop retention models. Companies use retention models can significantly reduce their customer attrition. They can proactively contact customers with high attrition propensity and offer them attractive deals or services to reduce customer attrition and improve customer loyalty. How widespread is the logistic regression being used? Well, this type of model has been widely used in almost all the industries. Here are a few more examples. In banking, it is being used to help improve their direct-to-consumer marketing efficiency, risk management, cross-selling product to existing customers, etc. In insurance, it is being used to identify customers most likely to purchase their insurance products in the next few months. It is also being used to identify customers who might attract in the next few months. For retailers, it is being used to identify customers who will buy a product if given a product discount offer. Here is a quick summary of what we have learned in this section. Logistic regression model is a very commonly used tool to predict or explain the probability of a binary outcome with predictors. Logistic regression models is being used to help companies make smarter decisions to improve their business outcomes. Some common use of the logistic regression models are customer acquisition, customer retention and management, credit risk decisions. This is the end of section 1, Overview.